Welcome to welcome to the book drop. I'm Matthew Buchenda. I work at the Marlborough Public Library, and I'm tied up right now. I forgot my production assistant's birthdays, and they got very angry at me. The Marlborough Public Library is on 35 West Main Street, open from Monday to Thursday, 9 to 8, and Friday to Saturday, 9 to 5. We will also be closed on the 26th for Memorial Day. I can't hear them out there. They can't even tie knots on these things. Last month, people all across the country celebrated National Library Worker Day. This was a holiday where patrons could vote for who they thought were the star of their local library. So first off, I want to thank the patrons who voted because we had 3 nominees: Aaron, Carla, and Carrie. All incredible people. Congratulations. Very well deserved. It is so lovely being able to work with you guys, and you are such an asset to the library and the community. You really make the place a better place to work and to live. So thank you. All right, time to escape this place. Our donation days this month are going to be Wednesday the 7th from 12 to 2 and Saturday the 17th from 10 to 2. We will have the desk up on the 2nd floor by the welcome desk, and it will be headed by the Marlborough Friends of the Library. Okay. Oh my gosh. Now you don't have to bring just books. We accept DVDs and CDs as well. All right, come on. Last month was Poetry Month, and this is the poetry that we had. Thank you everyone for submitting stuff. Incredible work. Should be safe in here. My desk. This month, we have some amazing programs for you guys. Friday the 2nd at 11, we have Getting Connected, navigating health, housing, and social services in MetroWest. Join us for an informational session to learn how MetroWest Care Connections free services can help you navigate local resources, whether you need medical care, mental health support, food assistance, or help finding affordable housing. Saturday the 3rd at 1, we have the High Strangeness Book Club, who will be screening Perfume. This is an adaptation of the book that was discussed last month. You do not have to have read the book to come to the screening. Saturday the 10th at 2:30, we have Flamenco Boston, who will be performing in a variety of flamenco styles from many different cultures. Thursday the 22nd at 6, we have Mosaic Crafting with Out MetroWest, an LGBTQIA+ youth organization. Saturday the 24th at 2, we have Crystal Sound Bath with Leslie Stevens. Bring a yoga mat and join us as Leslie crafts sonic landscapes that support the nervous system, quiet the mind, and open the heart. Saturday the 31st at 2, we have Author Talk with Andrew Noon, Bathsheba Spooner, a revolutionary murder conspiracy, about the first woman in American history to be executed following the Declaration of Independence. The Adult Book Club will be meeting Tuesday the 13th at 6 and Thursday the 15th at 11. This month's book is Finding the Mother Tree, Discovering the Wisdom of the Forest by Suzanne Simard, about the harmony and interdependence of the world's forests. The High Strangeness Book Club will be meeting on Wednesday the 28th to discuss Natural Beauty by Ling Ling Huang, which is about a woman who is supposed to be a piano prodigy, but after her parents are in a horrible accident, she is forced to take up a job at a sinister and futuristic beauty store. This month, the Book Bunch will be meeting on Wednesday the 14th at 4 and are reading April and May in the Movie Night, written by Megan Dowd Lambert, illustrated by Gisela Bajorquez. The Dewey Decimators will be meeting on Thursday the 29th at 5:30. Their book for this month is The Night Librarian by Christopher Lincoln. Asian American, Native Hawaiian, and Pacific Islander Heritage Month is an annual celebration that recognizes the historical and cultural contributions of people of Asian, Native Hawaiian, and Pacific Islander descent in the United States. The month of May was chosen for two reasons. First, to commemorate the immigration of the first Japanese person to the United States, a young fisherman named Nakahama Minjiro, who arrived May 7, 1843. During his time here, he actually lived and studied in Fairhaven, Massachusetts. His son donated a valuable sword in his honor to the Fairhaven Library, which, while stolen in 1977, was replaced in 1982 and is still there to this day. Second, May marks the anniversary of the completion of the Transcontinental Railroad on May 10, 1869. The majority of workers on the Transcontinental Railroad were Chinese immigrants, who laid the tracks and were responsible for most of the dangerous and heavy manual labor tasks. The AANHPI community have contributed significantly to many facets of American culture and society, including science, medicine, literature, art, sports, politics, activism, and law. Without them, we wouldn't have the USB, YouTube, the United Farm Workers of America, the Sexual Assault Survivors' Right Act of 2016, or birthright citizenship. Anti-Asian hate has been on the rise, and it's important not to ignore it. AANHPI Month is no longer federally recognized as of January 2025, which ends a 35-year period of recognition. And if we want to be more specific, Asian Pacific Heritage Week, which would grow into AANHPI Month, was officially declared in 1978, which expands that to 47 years. And while that isn't ancient history, it does have a longer history than most people realize. While it may not be federally recognized, it is still important to highlight it, and we will continue to do so. Now, for this month, we had our librarians highlight some of their favorite books written by Asian American, Native Hawaiian, or Pacific Islander authors. Now, I forgot the books. So we have a couple of great books for you guys this month. The first one is How Far the Light Reaches by Sabrina Imbler. This is a creative nonfiction that entwines personal life and marine life. It's philosophical, thought-provoking, and all around very kind. Our next book is The Manicurist's Daughter by Susan Lim. This is a raw memoir about a refugee who searches for answers after her mother dies during plastic surgery. It deals with body image, abuse, and self-confidence. The next one is Crying in H Mart by Michelle Zauner of Japanese Breakfast fame. This is a book that deals with grief, parental loss, Korean identity, and food. Michelle nourishes her memories by cooking Korean meals from her childhood, and through that, reconnects with her mother and her heritage. And our last book is The Sword of Kaigen by M.L. Wong. This is a high fantasy martial arts novel that deals with a town overrun by a military. The prose is beautiful, the choreography is incredible, and it's all around heartbreaking. And of course, you've heard me talk about it before because another librarian loves it. Highly recommended. What are you doing here?
We're looking for an apology.
I want to genuinely apologize for forgetting you and the other assistants' birthdays.
I accept your apology. But honestly, you forgetting my birthday, you of all people, has negatively impacted my mental health. And so I've heard the mental health of every librarian in this library.
Well, May is also Mental Health Awareness Month. And as someone who's been strongly affected by mental health, I feel like it's something very important to talk about. Diagnosed with something or not, mental health is as vital as physical health. What is physical health if you can't be happy? And what is mental health if you can't do anything with that? Mental health is often something very easy to ignore, but it is very important to pay strict attention to what's going on. You should check in with yourself at the end of the day and try to take stock of where you are. Honestly, one of the most effective things you could do is start a journal. It's good for the daily check-ins, but it's also good to see your progression over time. Whatever you are dealing with, it won't be consistently positive or negative, but a trend will form, and it is your job to map it. Having this map is very important because you can't deal with mental health if you don't know what's going on exactly. The more information you have on it, the better, which is why getting a diagnosis is very important. It can help you a lot. For me personally, it made me feel like I was more of a community. And that brings us to community, which is really something I want to emphasize. Dealing with mental illness or mental health struggles in general can make someone feel very lonely. It's isolating being trapped in your head. The world can feel very far away, and with that, a grasp at people on the outside of yourself feels that much harder. Easier said than done, but it's still important to try. You don't even have to talk about what's going on. You just have to make the contact. It won't solve everything, but it can be very helpful. Because mental health is so internal, a lot of people feel like they have to deal with it only with themselves and with their own internal. But it helps a great amount to talk to other people, whether or not they can fully understand or empathize with what you're going through. It's good to speak things out loud, and it's good to bounce them off other people. And on the other side of things, make sure to check on the people in your life. Someone could be dealing with something, and you very well may have no idea. Just making contact with someone can bring you out of your brain just enough to make yourself feel better. Personally, there was a time in my life when I was surrounded by a community of people that dealt with OCD, and it's one of the most life-changing experiences I've ever had. To have people that could really relate to me on a very baseline level with things that are not super relatable was incredibly helpful. And just talking to general people in my life who didn't deal with the problems that I dealt with was also helpful. But I definitely recommend trying to find people that struggle with the same things that you struggle. It can feel very validating and very comforting to know that someone else understands what has been going in your head that you as yourself barely understand. Mental health is very hard to deal with, so I really hope anyone watching this takes time to take care of yourself, slow down, meditate, journal, think about yourself, think about others. And that's the best you can do. Now I would like to thank my assistant Mark for letting me segue into this topic.
Bro, we literally have the same name.
Oh, yeah. Would you just excuse me for 1 second? Let me just get around here. Hello, Marlborough Public Library.
I want to bike to the library. Is there a place where I can safely leave my bike?
Yes, we have bike racks outside the main entrance of the library, and you can pick up a bike lock at the welcome desk. Have a good day. Marlborough Public Library.
So, I recently got into screaming, but I don't like attracting attention, right? Is there like a place at the library that I can do that?
No, but for patrons that do get a little loud, we have recently installed sound mitigation technology in the study rooms. That's sound mitigation, not soundproofing. This way, everyone can get what they need from the library while being respectful of others.
Carla, everyone's after me. We have to go. Okay, let's forget. Oh, but first we have to do home delivery. I'm sorry.
Oh no.
Okay.
Of course.
Okay.
I guess we could talk about it.
Yeah.
Cool.
Let's do it.
So when you started the home delivery, how did you get people kind of to sign up, especially if they didn't already go to the library? How did that?
Oh, yeah. Well, I think it was mainly word of mouth. I mean, we had a little paragraph on the library website. So people at the facilities knew about it if they met somebody, they learned about it if they met somebody who was in the program already.
Yeah, yeah.
So, I mean, the history is kind of goes back, well, my history with it goes back prior to the pandemic. When I started at the library in 2018,
Yes.
they had a home delivery program, and everybody in CERC pretty much was part of it. Like, you would get assigned 1 or 2 patrons to pick books for, and then we had a whole fleet of volunteers,
Oh, nice. Okay.
and they would had their particular runs. Places they went to, and we actually delivered directly to people's apartments, even in like New Horizons and stuff.
So I know some residents, or just some of the people that you deliver to, they like give you specific books. Like, I've gotten specific lists, like for book clubs or whatever. But I know sometimes they just, because I've seen the spreadsheet where it's just like, I like this kind of book. So
Right.
how do you kind of give people recommendations when you, like, just based off that kind of stuff? Like, I know you also get to know them a little bit, like their reading habits, but just like, how does that work?
Yeah, it is. It is a whole process, and more of an art than the science.
Makes sense. Yeah.
What I like to do is have a conversation with everybody who's signing up for the first time, and then that's how I start to get to know them. I help ask them about things on the form. If they've already filled out the form, I usually have a few more questions just to make sure I understand what they're looking for. Especially if I'm picking for them. So
Yeah.
and I do have I have a handful of people, probably maybe a little more than that, who do select their own. And then there are some hybrid people who sometimes request specific things, but then I also pick things for them. And in the beginning, when I was doing it, I relied a lot on, like I would print out lists of series in order so that I could check them off as I was ordering them for people, and then I would know. And at first, it was just like paper sheets in a file for that particular patron. And then that started to get really unwieldy, especially for the big readers. And so when we started bringing in more staff at the library to help me out, then we set up spreadsheets for each patron that I pick for. If you don't want books, that's fine too. We have movies, we have games, we have we have CDs that we can get from other libraries if you're into music. And then the other thing I wanted to say too is if you have, we can partner with other organizations if even large print becomes too difficult. There's a Perkins Talking Library.
Yes.
Is based in Worcester, and so they have easy to use devices that you can get free of charge. And we need some assistance in ordering what you want, I think, but everything is user friendly for someone who is legally blind, or say a lot of people suffer from macular degeneration. I know my mother did, and she started out with large print, and then she was listening to CD audiobooks. And then eventually even that was a little too much for her to manage the controls. And so she got the device from the Talking Library.
So who would you say the home delivery program is for?
Oh, okay. Yeah. So that's a really good question, because I think some places they conceive of it as just being for people who can't get out of their homes, and mostly elderly people. But for us, it's open to anybody who for some reason can't get to the library for a temporary or a permanent reason. So, I mean, not just a casual reason, but say you had surgery and you won't be able to come to the library, we can do home delivery. You broke a limb, you can't come to the library. We can do home delivery. So we can do it in cases like that. It doesn't have to be just because you're living in a senior facility and don't drive anymore. Yeah.
Okay. Oh, that's awesome. Yeah. I was never actually fully sure. Like,
Right.
But that makes a lot of sense. I mean, everyone needs books.
Yeah, and even if if it's a mental health issue, say you've got agoraphobia or something.
Yeah.
Yeah. So that's we don't ask any questions. I'm not going to say, oh, are you afraid to leave the house? I don't need to know. I just need to know that you can't get to the library, or you have transportation problem or something.
Yeah, that's a great way to.
Yep.
Again, the privacy of that is super important.
Yeah.
For sure. Just that way. What is the process for signing up?
Yeah, so we try to make it as easy as possible. So normally for regular patrons, we have a patron come in if they don't have a library card and sign up in person. But for people who are in senior housing, sometimes they want home delivery. There's an issue with them coming to the library, and they don't always have somebody who can come in and do it, like a relative or something for them. So we pretty much waive that in-person thing for those people, and we just so I can, if you want to sign up for a card, I can send you the form. I can sign you up over the phone, or any of the CERC staff can sign someone up over the phone. If they're home delivery, they want to be part of home delivery. They can't get to the library. They can sign up over the phone.
Oh, that's awesome. So there's really no barrier.
Right.
Entry.
Right. No, we don't want to. We want to make it as easy as possible, and so the same does for signing up. Not just for the cards, but for the program itself.
Yeah.
Yeah.
No, I mean for a program that's about accessibility.
Yeah.
It makes to make the whole process as
Yeah.
accessible as possible.
Yeah. So we do it whatever way you prefer.
Yeah. Oh, that's great.
Yeah.
How have you seen the home delivery program help the community and help the people that you bring it to? It's when we delivered today, everyone was so happy to see it.
Yeah. Oh, well, it is. I mean, overall, it's just a mood boost for everybody. I think it's one of the reasons I love doing it. It's just such a positive thing. People want something to read for intellectual stimulation, for entertainment, to pass the time, to connect with their neighbors. I mean, so it just there's no downside to it.
Yeah.
And people are so happy, and they're and also part of the service, and I know our supervisor Kara really believes this too. Part of the service is talking to people and connecting with people, because they look forward to the conversations that we have when I call them to let them know if something's in, or they're asking me about a book, and and they'll tell me other things about what's been going on with them, and so I think it's just in general a very positive connection for people. It makes people feel not so alone.
Yeah. It opens up the world.
Yeah.
Again.
Yeah.
Shit like that.
Yeah. And I'm such a believer in books, the power of books and movies and, music to really, open up your world. So, yeah.
All right. Well, that was a lovely conversation. We're now about a 50-mile radius outside of the library, so I think I'll be safe to exit here.
You're going to be okay?
Yeah, I think so.
All right.
We'll see about the water situation, but I think I should be okay. Thank you so much for the interview.
All right.
It was lovely. Thank you, everyone, for watching, and we'll see you at the library.